Hey everybody, Reaper here. In today's video, I'll be talking about which add-ons I use, why I use them, and how to set them up. So first up is sArena. The reason I like this add-on is because you can position it wherever you feel most comfortable with. For myself, I have it at the right. Also, you can adjust the frame scale. For me, I have it at 1.5. It just makes it a lot more easier to interrupt spell cast, and it also shows enemies trinkets so you can go for a quick kill. Okay, next up is SexyMap. So this is how SexyMap looks like when you first download it. But I'm going to show you how I set up mine. Right click anywhere in your map to bring up the options menu. Uncheck show north tag, go to borders, hit delete on fade, on rune 1, and on rune 2. SexyMap gives you a lot of shapes to customize your map to your liking, but I personally like it on faded square. Head down towards the buttons. For standard buttons, I have them all checked to never. For dynamic buttons, also on never. Except for new mail, I have that one on hover. Same thing with Q status. The rest is on never. Head down towards the clock. You could change the font of the clock. For me, I have it on SCT emblem and on hover. Head down towards to zone text, also on SCT emblem and on hover. This is how basically I set up my map. That's it. So many of you guys have been asking how to set up the inner shadow effect into my action bars. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to set it up. Make sure to have Bartender 4, Masque Darion, and Masque Blizzard buffs before you do anything. Okay, for the first step to set up your inner shadow effect, for your bars and buffs, just type in /masque to bring up the options menu. Make sure you're on global, head down towards the skin, and hit Darion clean. Your bars and buffs should be the same, and it's as simple as that. For my final add-on, I'm going to show you how I set up my scrolling combat text so it could look nice and clean. Okay, first things first is setting up the frames. You want to reduce the text size to 20. For X position, it's at -450. For Y position, leave it at 0. For font size, it's at SCT emblem. And check scroll text down. For frame 2, text size is at 20. For X position, it's at 450. And for Y position, it's at 0. And SCT emblem. For message, again 20. X position, it's at 10. And Y position, it's at -320. Message is at SCT emblem, and that's how I set up my frames. Now that you have your frames set up, it's time to organize the events. But before we start organizing them, let me explain to you what these bubbles and checks mean. For the first bubble, your incoming damage will appear on frame 1, second bubble will appear in frame 2, third bubble will appear on messages, the first check will appear as critical, and you can disable or enable your incoming damage. Now setting up the rest of them. Misses, dodge, prairies, and blocks will be on frame 2. Spells will be on frame 1. Heals, your heals, resist, active skills, and dispels will be on messages. Debuffs will be on frame 1, and the rest will be on messages. And that's how I set up my events. Now for spell options, I personally have all of these options disabled just because I don't want spell icons and healers names all over my screen when I'm playing. So a lot of you guys have been asking how I set up my damage font. Go to SCT frames and choose the best font that you like. Then head over to SCT animation and apply font to damage. Make sure to log off and back in to see the changes. And for the final step, just disable floating combat text on me so they won't overlap each other. That's about it for my add-ons. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.